And yes, while it's a very inspiring message, it's also kind of terrifying. I mean, think about it. My generation are the ones who either make or break this world, who either step up and act or sit back and do nothing. And yeah, everyone wants to save the world. But how do you do it? It's such a huge task for one person. In a world riddled with poverty, pollution, corruption, and all sorts of other evil, how does one person make a difference? I mean, I'm only a teenager. And like all teenagers, I have other things on my mind than the possibility of the Earth's impending doom. You know, like work, school, family, friends, and this goes for all of us. In between all those time commitments, how do we have time to do something so huge? And I continued to live like this, only doing what was required, not really worrying about the bigger issues. That is, until I got a call from my close friend, Sypereddi, to tell me about PURE, People for Urban and Rural Education. Education is the most powerful weapon in which we can use to change the world. This was said by Nelson Mandela, and he is obviously 100% right. Growing up in a first world country, we often forget how valuable an education is to us. We take it for granted. And because of this, we often lose sight of how lucky we are to gain this education, but many people across the world may not be lucky to receive. Education is power, and we can use it to open up a world of unlimited possibilities and bring awareness. We can use it to escape social and economic boundaries. This is where PURE comes in, People for Urban and Rural Education. PURE is a nonprofit organization who's dedicated to empowering people through education. They make sure that children across the world are able to receive an education by improving infrastructure of underprivileged schools throughout the world. This nonprofit was founded by Shaila Daluri in Jacksonville, Florida. And after hearing about this amazing organization from my friend Sanjana Buddhi, we were inspired to act. The only branches were in Jacksonville, Florida, who primarily focused on working in India. There was nothing in New Jersey. So what we did was we decided to open up our own branch, Pure Youth, New Jersey. Our first fundraiser was a bake sale. You know, nothing too fancy. Just kids coming together, having fun, baking treats, and spreading the word about what we were doing. And through this event, we managed to raise $400 for the cause. And not one person spent a lot of time organizing and planning and working on this event. But together, through the dedication of my team, my amazing parents, and our loving community, we were able to make a difference. And I know $400 doesn't seem like a lot. It's not groundbreaking or extraordinary. But it was life-changing. It was life-changing for the students who'd now be able to receive a better education through our actions. And we continue to do this. Through more fundraisers and speeches, we managed to raise a lot of money so that schools, we managed to construct a stage, a roof dining area so that children can eat. We managed to raise enough money to build multiple reverse osmosis plants so that children can have clean water to drink. And most importantly, we raised money for desks and notebooks, the tools that children need to learn. We have managed to help over 330 schools and over 5,000 children across the world because of our actions. And the word spread throughout America. We now have 13 active branches of Pure Youth for all the way from New Jersey to California, east to west coast. Our current project is Pure Abhyasa. Pure Abhyasa is a project in which we help children who are under the poverty line, homeless children who live on the streets of India. They have lived their lives begging for livelihood, for money, and for food. We have opened up a school for them, education in which they would not have been able to access. And in this, they receive basic social education, basic literary education, and they receive meals throughout the day. These children are learning because of something that we did. And just last month, I was able to visit the Pure Abhyasa with the support of my mom. We went to the Abhyasa, and I met all these children, and I am still in awe of what I have seen. These children were amazing. They were all full of life and happiness and optimism, despite having gone through unimaginable struggles. They were so intent on learning, and they were so curious, all giggling and smiling and waving and asking me all sorts of questions. They craved knowledge, and as I was told by their teachers, they were asking for homework to do in their spare time because they wanted to learn. And this made me see that everything that my team was doing here in America was directly changing these kids' lives. They now had an access to education, something that they need to break through from the social and economic restrictions that hold them. And because of my team, that was happening. Because of all of our collective effort, that was happening. Because of our joint effort, we have been able to make a difference in this world. And that is the biggest thing that I've taken away from this. Our actions impact everyone on a daily basis, and we all have the power to change someone's life, whether in our own daily lives or someone almost 8,000 miles away. So now, back to my big question. How do I save the world, even though I'm just a teenager? The answer? I don't. We do. Only through collective action and the joint effort of all of us will we be able to save the world and change our future. You alone cannot do all the good the world needs, but the world does need all the good that you can do. Thank you.